favorite psychiatrists are on the job. We're asking for a friend on the Morning Hustle.
Ah, yes, man. Sometimes when you give people the internet and a microphone, they'll say just about anything into that thing.
Oh, my God.
Case in point, there was a recent podcast where people were just talking about, I guess like the state of dating and just like, what kind of women they find value in and some of the wild stuff they had to say.
Now I hear from a lot of young guys that they want a woman who's who has reached a certain income threshold. So income-wise, not talking about vision, not talking about just long-term things that they want to do, but income-wise, their income threshold.
I don't care.
I'm the same way.
I don't care. Like, I'm fighting. I literally do everything in my life so that I don't have to have that as a metric for you. And there's so much more. That's why I was like, the passion is way more important than the income. Like, I don't care, because if you start having my kids and I want you to be at home, that income is gone anyways. So who cares? Like, I want you to do stuff that you enjoy, but like, I'm not pressing about like, oh, you need to make $300, $400K a year. The amount of people that can even make that kind of income is so minuscule.
That's what realism is kicking in at.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's like, hypergamy is real too. So like most like women date across and up social dominance hierarchies, and men date across and down. So as men rise up, you have nothing but more options. As women rise up, they have very smaller options. And also a lot of the things that get them to those points negate them. The guys that are in the same space,
they don't want that.
They don't want it, because they're like, oh, you're combative, and like you feel like you need to be a boss and all this other stuff, and like
you telling me what to do.
Right, and I love you, and I think you might be great, etc. for somebody else, but you probably need a Robin.
It's crazy.
You don't need a Batman.
I actually had a woman tell me, I got a good job, I make very, very good money, and she says the only thing I need now is a man. It's like, yo, it's like, who wants you? Who wants you? You're right. Like, once you have achieved these things, you have unfortunately disqualified yourself. I don't think they understand that. And I don't blame the women for that. I blame these weak ass Negroes out here.
Fair.
Like, because these women, they don't want to wait. You got this social media phenomenon, and they see this lifestyle. They don't want to wait to find you to build the lifestyle that they want. So they go out and build it themselves. And when they build it themselves, it's like, yo,
what I need you for?
Yeah, and ta-da. So what do y'all think about what they said?
It sounds like he need a hug.
It sounds like all of them need a hug.
Yeah.
But I get where they could be coming from, in a sense of, if you're not strong enough to handle somebody that is equal to you, which I thought that's what you wanted in a relationship, or some people do. Different people want different things in relationships. So I'm not really mad at him for his opinion, because that's how he feels. But that's the kind of man that I would never date anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So that doesn't make me feel, I mean, when you hear the clip, obviously it makes you feel more of a way, because that's gaslighting anyway.
When you hear his voice, it makes me
Yeah,
feel
it makes me cringe. And then just the fact that they're all agreeing with him, like
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
nobody
bro,
wants
yeah.
a successful woman. And you're like, that's because you're weak and you can't handle something like that. You're probably not successful, and that's why you're upset about her success. You should want everybody should want to be successful.
Absolutely. And I know, like, sometimes you'll run into, like, certain personality archetypes where, like, you may, like, date a successful person who's a little bit pushy, but that's not the mental makeup of every person, every female who's a successful person. You know what I mean? So, like, to generalize people, women.
Exactly.
I don't like generalizations because it's not a one-size-fits-all.
And then it was the combative comment for me, because it's like, what is the issue? Are you afraid of a challenge? Are you afraid of somebody that might teach you something, and now you got to accredit that in your mind to them? Most people not looking at it like that. Like, to help somebody else grow, that's not like, I helped you grow. That's weak. If anybody's going to hold that over somebody else, neither one of y'all need to be with each other.
It's like, why are you mad that I can take one trip and you got to go back and get all the bags again? It's like, it's just stupid. Like, why are you worried about what I got going on if I'm loving you and giving you all the things you need unconditionally?
I ain't hear nothing about love. Did you hear anything about love?
And not asking you for much, because you got to understand, a lot of women, I'm not saying a lot of beautiful women, the pretty privileged thing, a lot of them just get stuff off of looks. They don't put their work in. So it's like, what do you want from me? I work hard and I look good and I love you, but yet it's still too masculine. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, so to all the female bosses out there, and I consider both of y'all female bosses.
Yeah.
Y'all find y'all have a hard time finding people who are comfortable with what you guys do and what you guys bring to the table? Are they intimidated by that?
I have a hard time finding somebody or people being okay with my hours of work because then it becomes their hours.
Right.
You know what I mean? If we going to sleep, you waking up at 4 too.
Right.
Like some way, somehow, because I got to get dressed, right? I gotta do what I gotta do. So I think the most difficult thing, it's not about being a boss, it's the hours we keep.
Right.
But if you mess with me like that, you going to keep them hours or you going to sleep through the light being on or whatever the case, you're going to have to get it together because that's love. You
Right,
got to
that's
put up
what
with
I
things.
do.
Yeah, sometimes.
And my biggest challenge is just being a single mom and getting how I live, like hustling and being a single mom because I don't got no time for guys, really. I would love to,
You
I love
can make
long
time
walks in
for
the
what
park.
you want to
You know
make
what I'm
time
saying?
for, though.
But it makes me stronger. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
It make me stronger. And guys be like, dang, she's strong.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can handle all that.
all in due
strong.
time though, like you're putting the work in for what you need to build,
Right.
or for what you're building, for you and your shorty. So
Right.
it is what it is. But ladies out there who are successful and out there getting it on your own, are you having a hard time finding love? Are men intimidated by the awesomeness that you bring to the table? 866 Hustle 866-487-8538. What up?
So honestly, I feel the same way. Like, any man that don't like that a female can bring income, in the door. First of all, that's weak. Because at the end of the day, like if I'm hustling and I'm making my money, I feel as though if I meet a guy and he's hustling, making the same money, no kids, and we just making money, we're going to travel, do the things that we need to do. And then we're going to keep it moving. And like, that's where life goes. So you don't meet a person based off of their finances or be with a person based off their finances. It's a lot of men at this point that be upset about what women make, and that's kind of weak to me.
Or you a big man around your people, but then when you come around, it's bigger people.
Right.
So you be sitting around thinking like, oh, man, now let me go back to where I'm comfortable, where I'm the man.
Right.
Nah, let somebody, you could get even lifted higher. You don't never know when
Yeah.
somebody can help you.
Like Beyonce said, let me upgrade you.
Come on now. And Jay-Z was
Right, that
right
ain't nothing
there.
wrong. Everybody want to upgrade. Our phones, our sneakers, everybody want to upgrade.
Let's
How many
bag one more
times
real
we
quick.
see him play the background? Jay-Z, Kanye for Kim.
Yeah.
And look at them now.
Aid and abet each other to greatness. Good morning.
This is Shylin calling from Columbus, Ohio. So I absolutely have dated a man that was 100% jealous of my success. And I even helped him, bought him a car,
That's how it be.
gave him money and a building to start his business. And he just found a way all the time to try to compare our success. But, yeah, I think a lot of men are definitely, genuinely jealous of successful women.
Insecure season 7.
He
Thanks for your
resented
call.
her.
Good morning.
Hey, this J-Love from Richmond, man. Hey, what that man talking about? Don't they understand? There's nothing more sexier than a woman with money. See, if more women focused on getting their money first, then find a man and having babies, we'll have more women with money.
I know
But
that's
because
right.
women spend more time focused on finding a man, they pop all babies and don't have time for their career. I appreciate a woman who took the time to make her own income and then come and get me, because now we share.
Now he sound like a pimp a little bit. I wasn't sure where
Ain't
he was
nothing wrong
going
with
next.
turning Steve Urkel into Stefan every once in a while, but you're not going to milk me or be mad that I'm doing it.
Right, man. Well, appreciate your calls. Morty's going to follow later on this morning, man. Get ready for the lowdown, which is on the way. What's going on?
The LGBTQ plus community then added a member, but I think we already knew. He just didn't know we knew. I'll tell you all about it coming up in the lowdown.
Taking your mornings to the next level. I'm on a new level. It's the Morning Hustle